So a couple things. First thing, Georgia Southern brought in Clay Helton last year, and he transitioned them from a triple option offense to an air raid. You know how hard it is to transition that much on offense? You got to get a guy who can throw, some receivers who can catch, because you don't have receivers before that. You're running the ball, right? He went out and got a quarterback from Buffalo who didn't score a single touchdown in Lincoln last year, and he threw for over 400 yards today. The worst part about all of it, though, Clay Helton was what Scott Frost is at Nebraska. That's what he was at USC. Clay Helton ran that program into the ground, got them 4 and 6 win seasons. Fans were furious, wouldn't show up to games, no one would support, and the whole world said Clay Helton needs to go. Georgia Southern hires him and says, we're basically going to take this Scott Frost project and rebuild him up, let him get another chance. And Scott Frost lost to a lesser version of himself tonight. And it hurts for me because I like Scott Frost as a person. I don't like him as a Nebraska coach. Like, I don't think he fits. Obviously, I think it's time to move on from him. But as a person, you know, you can relate to him because he loves Nebraska as much as we do. And some people, they think, oh, no, he's just driving the program into the ground and he should resign and all that. This guy's got love for the team. He's got love for the program, and he really thinks he was the right guy to figure it out. And obviously, we now know, and I hope he knows, he's not the guy. It's really unfortunate because 640 yards is the third highest amount of yards put up on a Nebraska team. Something like that I saw on Twitter. Unbelievable. I can't even believe the defense was able to give up that much. And I don't even blame all the defensive players. It's obviously starts with the coaches because they're the ones who've got to coach these guys. These players aren't bad players. They were highly recruited. They make really good plays. There's a lot of potential there. Tommy Hill has some really good coverage skills. Marquise Buford is a fantastic athlete. Could potentially be an NFL player one day. You've even got Garrett Nelson, O'Shawn Mathis. Both have shown great signs in the past. And then obviously the linebackers. Don't want to get too deep into it because it just doesn't matter. The point of this video is the coaches lost this game because the coaches are the ones who are building this program up, and they're the ones who've got to guide these players. And this was kind of their last chance. And it's really surprising to me that on their last chance, they couldn't figure out how to stop Georgia Southern. And in the press conference, Scott Frost even said, we knew what they were going to do. This is what they showed on film, and we just couldn't figure out how to stop it. And that was a telling moment. It was the telling moment that Scott Frost doesn't know what he's doing. And maybe the defensive coaches don't either. I don't want to put all the blame for the defense on Scott Frost. I think a lot of it's on Chinander. And people really liked Chinander last year, and we got a lot of hype and hope for him because he had such a good defense, but that was a fluke defense. He had a lot of guys returning. The super seniors, the COVID year really helped him out. Having elite players who had all the extra experience just put him over the top. The offense wasn't something we could complain about tonight. I mean, they scored 45 points. In what world do you score 45 points and not win the game? What was the stat? It was something like 214-0 when they score over 35 points in Memorial Stadium, something like that. You got a decent quarterback, Casey Thompson. I'm not even going to say he's great. Let's just say he's decent at best, which I think he's better than that. But you got a decent quarterback who can get it done. You've got receivers who are clearly talented. Running back room who's off the charts. Best running back room Scott has had since he got to Nebraska, even over the Divino Zigbo year. And screw that. Casey Thompson is a good quarterback. I'm not going to say he's decent. He's a good quarterback. What has gone so wrong that they can't get the team to gel together? They can get the offense to play well this year. They can get the defense to play well last year. Imagine if this offense was with the defense last year. It would have been great. But they haven't figured that part out yet. They don't know how to put it together. It's like we hyper-focus on one angle. I don't know. I think that's the problem. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why Scott Frost has failed. He doesn't know why he's failed, and no one else does. And the one thing that I think we all know is it's time to move on. And I don't know what's going to happen next week in the Oklahoma game. What's crazy about college football is literally anything could happen. Nebraska could miraculously keep it close because they have a lot of talent on the team, right? And I'm still riding with these players. I really like the players that Nebraska has. Anthony Grant, great running back. I think he's going to be really good. If he had a better offensive line, I think he'd be even better. But either way, A.J. Allen has a super bright future. Some of the receivers, it doesn't matter. There are some really good players on this team, and I'm not giving up hope on them. I'm going to still cheer them on for the rest of this season. I'm not wishing anything bad on Scott Frost, Chinander, any of the coaches. I think it's inevitable what's going to happen with all of them. Not sure how fast that happens right now. We got another month, another 20-ish days until the buyout drops from $15 million to $7.5 million. I think it's in Nebraska's best interest to wait. That's only, one more game? They could potentially fire him the morning of the Indiana game. why fire him and cost yourself an extra $7.5 million? It doesn't make sense to me. So I hope they keep Frost and save a little bit of money, because I hope they spend that money on a big time coach. Again, I want to make sure that I'm clear on where I stand. I love Nebraska football. I love this program. I'm a fan of the program, Nebraska, like inside, right? Not the coach. The coach, those interchange, they come and go. And I have love for Scott Frost. He's one of us, like I said. But the point is, I'm going to keep cheering this team on, rooting for these players. It sucks that they're not going to be very good this year. Max wins we're feeling is 4 or 5. In a dream world, 6 if they got rid of Frost and maybe something happened and players started to click. I don't know. Let's say it's 4. It doesn't matter what the number is. This season's a wash in most of our minds. And I hope that these players can get the most out of this season and grow a lot. And next year, we're going to get a superstar coach to come in and help guide them. Losing to Georgia Southern, I don't know what to say. That's the problem. I can't make a video like my normal video with the pop-ups and subscribe, pop-up, and all the fun. That's not, what the fuck fun is this? I went and made an Instagram Live after the game. I actually couldn't watch the kick on my own. I had to pull up Instagram Live and watch it with people who could understand my pain. I'm looking at this picture right now. This is painful. I love it so much. And it's wrong to me so much, right? It's like, oh man, how much pain am I going to put myself through supporting and loving this team? You guys know I make this like my full-time thing, right? So I'm so passionate about it. I love Nebraska football so much, and to watch them lose the way they lose just hurts. I thought it was a good idea to give Scott Frost another chance, get rid of the staff and all that. I thought maybe he's got it in him, and maybe those other coaches didn't. Wasn't the case. There's the one variable that hasn't changed. And, yeah, I watched Dave Aranda tonight. I told you guys I like Dave Aranda. Dave Aranda got really close to beating BYU. I love competitive coaches who keep them close. That's why I liked Scott Frost last year, even though he couldn't win all the games. But I love seeing games close, even if you can't win them all. Because it's hard to win them all. It's not easy. Trev Alberts has a big decision to make. And I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. Because the energy is just bizarre now, right? How do the players feel? The players know what's coming. The players aren't blind. How's Trev Alberts feel? Scott Frost isn't going to bed tonight. I mean, how? He says he doesn't watch anything on the media, but he doesn't have to be a genius. Just guess. What do you think people are thinking after you lost to Georgia Southern? You lost to an FCS team in your first season, and that was a huge problem. Who was it? Troy? They lost to Troy with Riker Fife as quarterback, I think. And that was a nightmare. I mean, I remember thinking, man, I cannot wait for this phase to get past, and we'll move on. Greener grass ahead. Has anything changed? That's crazy, man. 5 years. I'm 29 years old now. I'm old, and I don't get to watch Nebraska run any nice plays that end up resulting in wins. I just get to see flashy highlights once in a while. Ugh. I don't know, man. Georgia Southern. They were better than we thought they'd be. I could say that. They looked pretty good. The Sun Belt teams all today looked really good. Marshall, Appalachian State. I think all 3 of those teams were, 20-ish point underdogs. What was Nebraska? 23 and a half. Marshall was probably 20. App State was 19. Sun Belt Conference is taking it to the Big Ten and Notre Dame, I guess. I don't know. I'll be back with the video for Oklahoma for the preview. I've just got to kind of sit on this. It's midnight my time. I haven't had the guts to make a video just because I don't know what I would say. Like, what's there to say? We know what's coming. Still, like I said, go Big Red. Still riding with this team the entire year. Love the players. This community and Nebraska football as a whole is like my deal, right? So I love it. I'm diehard, and I'm with it. And no matter what the struggles are, I believe that Trev Alberts is going to lead us into some brighter days now that we kind of know we've transitioned off this bad end. And it is what it is. So I can dwell on it and not watch Nebraska the rest of the year, or I can be positive and excited and uplifting and keep it going, because there is brighter out there. And next year, we're going to get a lot of these same players back. The fans are going to be the same fans. So why not be hyped and excited for them? Let them go make some big plays. Hey, at least if they have a good season this year, they'll have high ratings in that new NCAA game that's coming out next summer, which I really want to play. So I'm hoping Anthony Grant sticks around, maybe a Casey Thompson, and we get some highly rated players. But, you know, that's just me being selfish. Just trying to enjoy my football team. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Coronation has to say. I gotta go watch his video. All right, that's all I got. It just sucks.